And welcome back to Westmoreland on the Gridiron. I'm Sean Myers, now joined by the head coach of the Penn-Trafford Warriors, John Ruane. I want to talk about the big victory over Gateway, but before we get into that, Coach, how are you doing? I know you suffered an injury during that fourth quarter of the victory.
Yeah, I unfortunately feel like a moron, but ruptured my Achilles tendon when I tried to change directions during the interception return, so I took about a step, and then my Achilles kind of just gave. So surgery upcoming, and maybe some time in the press box for coaching, so it'll be an adjustment period.
Well, you mentioned the operation. When will that take place, and how do you plan to make this adjustment? Are you going to be able to continue your duties as normal the rest of the season?
Yeah, I believe so. The operation is Wednesday, and like I said, I plan to be up in the press box for a few weeks. We'll see how that goes. And practice-wise, we have golf carts at PT. We're fortunate to have a couple golf carts, so I'll be riding around, caddying myself around town. So it'll be a unique situation, but we'll make it work. I got great assistant coaches, so I'm very confident we'll make things go business as usual.
So this occurred about midway through the fourth quarter, is that correct?
Yes.
How were you able to remain on the sidelines and coaching your team during that crucial stretch after this happened?
I don't know. I couldn't really move. So our athletic trainers are great. Jen Smith and her crew, they were actually putting a boot on me as I stood at the 50-yard line, kind of coaching via the headsets. I do mostly offense, so we were on defense quite a bit after that, so it kind of helped. But, like I said, I have great assistant coaches who, if I'm not there, I'm confident things go exactly like as if I was there. So, we didn't really skip a beat. Those guys are awesome, and they know what the heck they're doing.
Let's shift to the more positive takeaways from the game. Your team scores a massive victory. Many pundits considered Gateway to be not only the number one team in the WPIL, but perhaps in the entire state. How big of a victory was that for your program and for this team?
I mean, it's big. It's Gateway, and they're, in our vision, a top rival. We know if you want to win the conference, you're going to have to beat them. So, it motivates our kids enough as is. And we're next door neighbors. It's a really good rivalry. It's healthy, and both teams respect each other quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, considering what they have as far as a team, they're an awesome football team. It's a huge win for us. But it's really early in the season. A lot's going to happen between now and playoff time. So, we can't get too excited about it. But it was, Friday night we were very excited about it.
Talking to head coach John Ruane of the Penn-Trafford Warriors, your team did not get off to a good start in that game. Gateway's first drive, first offensive play, Derek Davis to the house on a terrific run. Did you sense any panic on your team, or was there a lot of calm players over on the sidelines after that?
Well, I mean, we actually started worse than that. We fumbled the opening kickoff. We fumbled our first offensive snap. I mean, we recovered both, but we seemed to be rattled early, and then when Davis scored on their first play, I thought the key to the game, in my opinion, afterwards was we had a 9-play drive for a touchdown right after Davis's touchdown, which kind of got us back into some normalcy there, because Gateway had every bit of momentum. We kind of at least put ourselves back in a position where it was a football game again, because the first 6 minutes of this game was ugly. So, our first drive, or our second drive, I should say, I thought was critical, because we answered their score. And then defense really got their act together and played a fantastic game the rest of the way. Other than that big run, we didn't really give up a big play. They didn't have too many plays in our territory. We caused 5 turnovers. It was just an awesome night for our defense.
You speak of the turnovers. Caleb Lisbon was responsible for 3 of those, and I know that he said he wasn't too happy that he missed a tackle on Derek Davis on that touchdown, but how did he elevate his game?
I mean, he's just a great player. Last week he ran for 180 yards. You're not going to get that necessarily against Gateway. It's a different game plan, number one. And he's just a cerebral football player. He's been a 3-year starter back there at safety. He knows what he sees, and he capitalizes on it, and he plays with a sense of urgency. He's been awesome for us.
Your team lost to Gateway early in the season a year ago. It was about a 20-point margin in that one. Now you return the favor. How much growth have you seen from your team over the past 12 months?
Well, it's ridiculous difference. And 12 months ago we had a bunch of guys playing their second game. Now we have a bunch of guys playing, their 15th game maybe. So experience is everything. There's very few things that kind of surprise our guys at this point as far as schematics. And their game condition, they know what it takes in the off season. It's a very senior dominated group we have, which is great because they play with urgency because every game means something to them. But yeah, we're very experienced, and I think even responding to the Gateway touchdown kind of showed that.
Talking to Penn-Trafford head coach John Ruane here on Westmoreland on the Gridiron. How big was it to have that game at home and have that crowd support behind you?
It's just awesome. We love playing at home. There's no other way to put it. We for 2 games now, you couldn't find empty seats in the bleachers. I know the 50-50 was like $1,800 Friday night. It's been awesome, and kids feed off of that. They get excited to play in front of the student section and the community. So yeah, it's been tremendous. We've been successful at home. It's just a great atmosphere and environment that our school district puts on for us. So we're excited.
Does a win like this, as great as it feels, add even more pressure for your team the rest of the season? Because now it seems like, at least from the outsider's perspective, your team might be the one to beat in 5A.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. There's 2 ways to look at that. Is there pressure, or are you excited to be in a spot where you get a lot of respect? And I think we're kind of leaning towards the latter. We know we're going to get everyone's A game. I think we seem to get that every year. It shouldn't change our mindset. We should be excited because you only get 10 games a year plus however long you last in the playoffs. So our kids should be, focused just as they would be regardless of where we sit. But the key is not to have a letdown at any point. We practice this week just like we're playing Gateway again, or just like we're playing a playoff game. We cannot afford a letdown, and we have to improve every week. If we're satisfied week 2 with a win, then it's going to be a short playoff run.
You mentioned trying to avoid a letdown. You go against Connellsville. What are you going to be looking for your team to have success?
Well, we really want to continue to eliminate penalties. That's been a flaw. We got a lot better from week 1 to week 2 in that department. We have to improve our passing game for sure. We have not done well throwing the football in the first couple games for whatever reason. So that's going to be a point of emphasis moving forward. We cannot be one-dimensional. We have a great line. We have great guys that can run, but we got to add that dimension to our game right now. We just got to continue to tackle well, and we lost in the playoffs last year because we were hideous on special teams. So that's been something we've really tried to improve upon as well. Just generally getting better in all 3 phases every single week. It sounds like a cliche, but we're getting more experience every week, and we have to do the little things right.
And lastly, I know you have a good relationship with a lot of those Gateway players because you work at the Gateway School District. What's this week going to be like? Are you going to have some bragging rights?
No, it's pretty respectful both ways. I kind of walk in there and don't bring up the game unless someone brings it up to me. Those guys work hard, and you're a high school kid. It means a lot to you to put it all out there. So, no, I really probably won't say very much at all. I'm sure they'll make fun of me for my leg, which will be an interesting thing to try to teach with, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on the victory, and certainly good luck on the surgery and then the recovery.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's head coach John Ruane of the Penn-Trafford Warriors. We'll continue with Westmoreland on the Gridiron after this break here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.